Alright everybody, welcome back to round 3 action here at Friday Night Magic Standard Tournament at Lost Legion Games and Comics, South Charleston, West Virginia. My name as always is Zachary Evans. By myself here for right now, and we get right into our round 3 action. We've got two players who are undefeated thus far through the first 2 rounds. We've got Scotty Wright on the left, who's playing Aristocrats. Act 2, you may remember if you followed us on the Facebook page that he top-8'd the TCG Player 5K in Columbus last month with this exact deck. So obviously a strong deck, and he pilots it well. On the right, stream regular as well, Garrett Meadows, who's playing a junk mid-range deck. No reanimator or anything of the sort, just a old-fashioned junk good stuff deck. So we'll see how this this matchup ends up working out here. We see Putrefied take out an early Blood Artist, only to see Cartel Aristocrat follow up. Alright, so Garrett loading up the board with Mana Dorks, follows up with a second Absence Pilgrim and a Deathrite Shaman. So he's got all the mana in the world. Now it's just a matter of seeing if he has anything to do with it. He's also going to cast a Farseek, get even further ahead on mana. So he can play a land and tap down for a 7-drop, although I don't know if there's a... He is playing Angel Serenity, but no Unburial Rights. So Scotty going to go ahead and replace his Blood Artist. So now has a variety of tricks available to him, as the Aristocrat interacts very favorably with the Doom Traveler and the Blood Artist. Garrett is just going to take it down to 13. I think Scotty actually is sporting the top 8 mat that he got from that TCG Player event. So Garrett's draw has not really worked out for him here in terms of it's a classic ramp dilemma, ramping into nothing. Excuse me. As we see him cycle another Farseek to get a Gauntlet Shrine, but adding nothing more to his board. Of course, Scotty's stalling out a little bit here too. We see a Blasphemous Act, a Plains, and I think a Gauntlet Shrine in his hand. So nothing really favorable here. The Blasphemous Act obviously in there for instances in which he has Boros Reckoner in play. So Scotty going to serve in with his Cartel Aristocrat. Garrett going to flash in a Restoration Angel. 4 blocks. Now Scotty likely going to pro-white his Aristocrat. Now Scotty can Blasphemous Act here and clear the board and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop Garrett down to 5. Obviously he's not going to do that unless he has Garrett dead. At some point though, Garrett's going to start untapping and gaining life with his Deathrite Shaman. So Scotty thinking about it here. I didn't see what card he drew. He is going to cast the Axe, and in response he's going to pro-red his Aristocrat. So clear the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 7. No, it looks like 6. So Garrett all the way down to 3. He's going to go ahead and scoop him up. He's not dead on board there, but with I think another land in hand and no business to add to the board. Scotty's going to take a quick one. This is not the best of matchups for Garrett, although he does have a lot of, he's playing Thragtusk and Restoration Angel, so he can gain enough life to incrementally get out of the way. We can see Scotty's sideboard here. He's going to bring in an Electrickery. I could not see what those cards were. He has a Symbol Legion. I don't think it's probably a good play, as Garrett is playing Acidic Slimes. And brought 3 cards in on the backside. Not sure what they were. Tangible Virtues and Duresses stay in the sideboard. Let's see what he's bringing out. He's bringing the Blasphemous Act to the front. He's bringing a Sorin out. Doom Travelers? So a lot of one-ups coming out from Scotty. And on Garrett's side, looks like he's bringing out Smiters, a Veraska, a Farseek maybe? An Obsidat. I think he's just trying to make his deck faster. Well, that Obsidat seems pretty important in this matchup, as life gain is pretty crucial. This is where if I had a 3-camera shoot and we could see hand cameras, we'd know for sure what these guys are sideboarding. But since this is a shoestring, we'll leave it as is. So Scotty bringing in, looks like a Dreadbore, siding out an the Obsidats of his own, siding out a Cavern. I guess he can afford to side out one land when he's dropping the 5-drops from his deck. I guess he's bringing in Dreadbore and an Electrickery. Electrickery pretty good against the Mana Dorks on Garrett's side of the board. Although I think Scotty may be overcompensating for the Absence Pilgrims he saw, so I think those are the only... Well, Garrett might be playing a full 8 Mana Dorks, as he may have Arbor Elves in there as well. Evening to Spike Mo in the chat. Stream regular, making his first appearance tonight. So, for those of you who are watching, if this is the first time you've ever watched our stream, we appreciate your support, and if you want to help us out a little bit more, if you enjoy what you're watching, make sure to follow us on the various forms of social media. You can go to Zach Sells Magic on YouTube, youtube.com/ZachSellsMagic. Everything we have ever recorded is archived on YouTube, including cube drafts, pre-releases, booster drafts, West Virginia State Magic tournament from last year, as well as numerous FNM events and Commander EDH deck techs. So go there and subscribe to us. You'll get a notification every time we post new videos. You can follow me on Twitter at ZachSellsMagic for daily Magic news and various shenanigans throughout the week. Main support can be found on Facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Basically treat that site as a news aggregator, news about the stream, news about Magic in general, daily updates, new content, videos, links, pictures, all kinds of fun stuff. It's also a great way to interact with myself as well as the guys who play on our stream every week. And then finally, if you're watching on Twitch, obviously you know where that site's at, twitch.tv/ZachSellsMagic. But if you could, take the time to click the follow button. It's above and to the left of the video screen on the old layout, and below and to the left on the new layout. That'll give you an email notification every time our stream goes live. So if we do something unplanned, like a cube draft or a pre-release event like we did last weekend, you'll know to literally drop whatever you're doing, run to your computer so you can watch us play Wizard fights. So Scotty Wright took a quick and decisive game 1 off the back of a Cartel Aristocrat and a Blasphemous Act. That's the way the deck is drawn up. Basically plays like a combo deck. Garrett on the play, mulling down to at least 6 here. Playing Junk Midrange with Thragtusk, Restoration Angels, Angel of Serenity, and a bevy of Planeswalkers, as well as Farseeks and Mana Dorks to ramp them out. So we'll see if, looks like Garrett mulling down to 5 here. So this is obviously not what we like to see, but it is in fact part of the game. Garrett's deck actually doesn't have a whole lot of value creatures in terms of 2-for-1s. He is basically just playing the cards at their at their raw value, so it's going to be a little bit tougher for him to dig out of this as opposed to some of the other decks in the format. Well, this is no good. That one didn't have any lands in it at all. So this one might be decided by variance as opposed to the play itself. As Garrett mulling all the way down to 4 on the play. Excuse me. So Garrett probably going to keep any 4 cards he can find. He does find a land in those 4. It's an overgrown tomb. And he has to turn 2 Deathrite Shaman and 2 lands, so being optimistic is probably the best start that Garrett could hope for. On just 4 cards on the play. Scotty going to go ahead and shock himself so that he can land a 2-drop, and that 2-drop is Blood Artist. Garrett commences Deathrite Beatdown. And 1-2 piles in. So the one problem with the Deathrite Shaman in Standard, as we see a Boros Reckoner hit the board, excuse me, on Scotty's side. Deathrite Shaman in Standard, unless it's played in a dedicated Grizzly Salvage or Mulch deck. Well, I guess Mulch doesn't really work, but unless it's played in a dedicated Reanimator self-mill style deck, it rarely if ever makes mana. So Garrett just going to take the 3 from the Reckoner. And Scotty's going to add insult to injury by adding a 3rd Reckoner to the board. Garrett does have a Garrett Relentless. He can trade with Reckoner if he wants to. Chooses to just take the Deathrite Shaman out. Dropping Garrett to 14. So Scotty in a pretty good spot here. He's got a Dreadbore in his hand, which is likely going to take out the Garrett. He's got a couple Sorens, it looks like. It's pretty much in he's got a Godless Shrine. So he's going to serve and take out Garrett. Garrett's going to be pretty happy with that, as he at least gets to effectively gain 6 life here off of the Garrett. And there's a Soren. Post-combat usually indicating making a vampire token. That's in fact what he does. Godless Shrine follow-up. Garrett naming Beast, and he does in fact have a Thragtusk. No, it's a Vraska. Vraska going to blow up the Soren using its Vindicate ability. So Scotty's still in a pretty good spot here. He does have that Dreadbore in his hand. He may have 2 Dreadbores in his hand, I'm not sure. No, just 1. A Soren, a Lingering Souls, a Dreadbore, and a land. An Isolated Chapel, it looked like. So we can Dreadbore Vraska here, and we can Soren, make an emblem, and pile in for 10. So he's going to serve, he's going to put the Vampire and the one Boros Reckoner at Vraska. And the Deathrite Shaman is going to... Deathrite Shaman jumping here, or is he just holding it back? And this guy's going to cast the back half of Lingering Souls. So Garrett kind of in a spot here. I think he does play like maybe 1 copy of that. Yeah, so the Deathrite Shaman did take out the Vampire token. He does play 1 copy of the, as we see another Thragtusk, or another Vraska here. Going to Vindicate a Reckoner. He does play one copy, I think, of that the new Pernicious Deed style sorcery, whatever that card is. Gaze of Granite, I believe. Seems pretty good in this matchup, but not sure if in fact he has those in his sideboard anymore. And if so, obviously he's in a spot here. So Dreadbore taking out the Deathrite Shaman, Sorin Emblem. 4 and 8 is 12, and that's more than enough to win this one. So Garrett falls in a matchup that he's probably an underdog in, but obviously we don't like to see any of our players lose a match due to the variance involved in mulling into oblivion. So congratulations to Scotty. He moves to 3-0 and basically guaranteed a spot in the top 8. We see as Garrett had brought in Sin Collectors, Rock's Faith Menders, and Silklash Spiders, but could not draw any of them. The Spider would have been very good in that spot. So you guys stick with us. I'm going to step outside real quick and see if we can find another feature match for you, as we do have about half an hour left in the round.
Oh yeah, you're fine. It's fine, whatever. I have good cards for that matchup, but I still think he's heavily favored.
Spike Mo in the chat asking how many players are playing. I thought he was favored in that to begin with, but I don't know. Anyone's favored when their opponent draws 4 cards, but it's part of the game. What can you do?
Yeah.
Spike Mo in the chat asking how many people there are. There are 24 players tonight. Asking why our viewers are low at 80 to 90. 80 to 90 is actually pretty good given the last few weeks that we've had. I'm a firm believer that the reformatting of Twitch has caused us to lose some viewers as the new layout kind of drops us off the face of the earth. But I just don't think a lot of people are excited about Magic right now because Dragon's Maze is not the most.
Dragon Maze is
It's a hot pile of garbage.
yeah.
There's like a half dozen cards that people are interested in.
I heard the drafting on NCGO was available, then Mick said it's triple Dragon Maze. Like, oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
No, they always do that. Like it's painful when they do it when the set is like clearly designed to be like when it was Triple Absence Restored. It was awful, but in a different way.
Right.
You know. So we've got 2 guys who've already sing tonight, and I apologize for the redundancy, but again, we do have 24 players tonight, so we've only got 12 matches to choose from, 11 after we watch one feature match. But these guys are on game 2, so it's better than the game 3.
Yep. We can finish up pretty quick.
Yeah. But there was another match that was a game 3, but I thought...
And also I thought it was a 2 and a Rice in game 1. I was like, oh, I'm a 3.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
That's kind of preemptive.
What was the card in your hand?
Farseek.
Okay, well, it's effectively like
Right.
what would you have to draw? You had to draw like chain Thrag tusks together. I think it's like that deck is so frustrating to play against because there's a situation where he just wipes the board and just leaves a 2/2, and like that's good enough, like because he incrementally does like 7 damage while doing it. But like he wasn't really behind on board.
No,
it was like pretty close, but he just
Well, I mean, he was like an angel.
Fireball you for 7. Yeah.
Away from losing that game, but
I mean, it was the right play to make, but it's just like funny when they have the luxury of being like, just go ahead and clear the board here, just leave my grizzly bear. That Cartel Aristocrat is one of the most like unassumingly powerful cards. Like I understand you have to like build around it, but like it's just so tough to deal with.
Yeah. But it does play Falcon Aristocrat too, which is.
Oh, it plays good cards. Like none of them are bad, but it's just it's the Aristocrat does so much work.
Right. I'm just glad I never saw Falcon Wrath, but I don't have Tragic Slips in my deck.
Well, that's bad news for you. Well, how would you have rather lost to a Falcon Wrath beating you down because you don't have Tragic Slips, or to your deck not producing lands for the first 3 mulligans?
I thought you said big.
No, I didn't.
I do have a Future Fry.
I'm just going to go ahead and save you some time here, Garrett. I will never say that as part of the commentary during our imaginary wizard fight stream.
I'm going to keep bringing it up, though.
I've just assumed that.
For the ladies. I did get to Future Fry at Condor's Closet earlier tonight.
That's exciting.
That felt good. I was like, I'll get this at 6.
Come in.
And I was like, oh, no
Hey,
way.
Nick. Did you win one?
Yeah, I won one.
Way to go, man.
Yeah.
Moral victory.
I'm so happy for myself.
So, Yen-shyang, who we saw play in the round 1 bonus feature match, playing Jun Midrange. That's the universal symbol of either I'm cheating or I'm mulliganing to 6. With Yen, it could be either. We really have to open ourselves to both possibilities.
Right. I've asked my opponent to show me their hand before.
You like to say that one of your favorite stories is at the Modern Winnabox at Grand Prix Pittsburgh, where you played what was it?
I play Upkeep Deceiver Exarch to take one of those lands.
And guy just throws his hand down?
Yeah.
Because he thought it was Mendelian Click. That's a free roll right there.
I looked at his hand and said, okay, tap this land.
I mean, what can you do? I would be like, sorry, this is Exarch, but I would also like, no, I mean...
Like write down what it
I would, yeah. Like, it's part of the game.
Yep.
The card actually see, there's one way around that, is to look at and or read the card.
Yeah.
Like,
Ask your opponent, what does that do?
They look very different. One is a fairy, and one is a something. I don't know what the something is. It's like a weird machine guy.
It wasn't my Descendants Path of Cleric deck.
Yeah. You broke a format there.
I did. Still in TGO.
So Alec down a game here with his Jump Tokens deck. We saw in round 1 as well. It's basically just same kind of Intangible Virtue, Lingering Souls, Midnight Haunting deck that you would expect, except it has a high end of Planeswalkers and Opposite Dat.
Also runs Stargate.
Well, every deck runs Thragtusk. I play Mono Blue, it runs Thragtusk in it. Yen, come on, man. Yen plays very animated when he's on camera.
He plays very animated whenever he plays against Alec. Like, he was very fine against Drew, and he was very contained, but...
Durst. And props to, go ahead and take the Midnight Haunting, right?
Yeah, Farseek.
Why is Alec playing Farseek?
So you can play Garrett, I'm guessing. Faster.
I don't know. That's one of my favorite planes there, the chippy...
Jump Tokens Max, like the one, the SCG thing, they have Farseek.
Yeah.
I think Borderland Ranger.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Borderland Ranger a lot more than I like Farseek in this deck.
Yeah.
I don't know, I still think Farseek's one of the best cards in the format.
It's very good, I just don't think this is the deck you want to play it in. End of turn, we see Advent of the Worm. So I think the one Dragon's Maze cards we've seen make an impact tonight. We did see Drew Sure play a Far and Away.
You saw me de-sideboard my Sin Collectors.
Yeah, we saw what you wanted to have played during that game.
Rope Decay.
Yeah.
Take 2.
Oh, that's surprising that Abrupt Decay is one of the best cards ever printed. That's really surprising that they have a high impact on this game of Magic.
It's actually surprising that Abrupt Decay is still in. I guess it hits Intangible Virtue.
It hits like all of the stuff. Yeah. I mean, it hits a lot of stuff.
Against Lingering Souls, Gavany Township land, it's pretty embarrassing, but
I don't know. It gets the Anthem.
like if he goes Lingering Souls, Soren, Gavany Township,
Like up you.
Sappeed, that Restoration Angel.
That's like the worst edict in the world, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness he has that Farseek. Now I can get to 5 mana.
It can be important.
Cassie's
You can also just draw 5
double
lands.
Farseek.
I think he's gonna play Lingering Souls out of the bin.
Yen's already moved on his turn.
Yeah.
He's both chosen to attack for Alec and draw his card.
I think I would.
Did we not attack Liliana?
I guess he could play another Liliana and attack, but that wouldn't
Well, I
be
guess,
very good.
does Alec have any cards in his hand?
He does. He has some on the left-hand side.
Do we know what it is from the duress?
What?
Do we know what his card in hand is? Because,
Maybe a land.
like, it's probably advantageous for you not to activate Liliana here.
In case it's a smiter, or
Yeah, it's not as many. He doesn't know.
Because, I mean, that's just card disadvantage.
he has a Brask in his hand. Well, there's Sire. I don't know why Sire's still in.
Yeah, the token deck should be empty-handed by turn 5.
But to be fair, we only talked him into putting it into his deck like 5 seconds before the tournament, so he probably hasn't really wrapped his head around the sideboard strategy.
Right. Liliana dies.
So he chose not to activate it the turn before, like you suggested. There's more souls that are lingering. What does Yen have in terms of board wipe? Does he play? He's still playing Bonfires.
He probably has Bonfires.
Bonfire for 1 still does a lot of work here, right?
Yeah.
If not, he has Missing Mortars.
Oh, that's pretty good.
They did Mortars in round 1.
Some Nebraska.
Yeah. Nebraska blowing up the Angel.
Pretty Vraska's resolved this round.
Golgari Charm makes them... Is it indis... Yeah.
So he gets dead on board.
Yikes. It's pretty good Golgari Charm.
Yeah. Much better than giving all his creatures -1/-1.
Although he is well within his rights to choose that mode.
Yeah.
I would just not recommend it. Is that what you're saying?
I would have immediately said a resolve to start moving all his creatures to the graveyard.
We know the infamous, and we talked about this before, the infamous,
Yeah.
the Esper Charm
That's
targeting you, or targeting,
Esper Charm target myself.
yeah, and the only thing that targets is the discard.
So Cedric Phillips immediately calls the judge. The judge comes over and he says, my opponent is about to resolve Esper Charm targeting himself. The judge says, okay. So the guy goes to draw, and Cedric Phillips says, no.
I think the iteration I read of that story was he asked his opponent if he was sure that he wanted to target himself. There's like a whole like thing about that where it's just like, I understand that like in the super spiky like competitive world, like it is what it is. Like I'm not going to argue about it, but like that's just like,
That's not Magic.
huh?
That's not Magic.
No, like you're just. I understand. Like you have to understand too. Like there's a whole subset of players. It's not necessarily the competitive guys because it comes up as rather infrequently, but like the financial guys, the trade grinders, are like there's a whole list of things that they do to justify in their own heads that what they're doing is not the acts of an awful human being.
Right.
They're just like, well, I love the guys who are like, well, you know, it's up to every person to know what their cards are worth. It's not my responsibility.
Right.
Well, that's right, but like, it's also not technically my responsibility to make sure that everyone doesn't get run over by my car.
Right.
But there's also like ultimately repercussions.
You're still going to break if a 4-year-old runs out in front of your car.
Right.
You're not going to get out.
I was like, no, I was in the road. I was
well within
maintaining
my
speed
right to go straight
to murder that
road.
person.
I had the right of way.
What happened with Cedric Phillips?
Oh, the
Esper Charm says, draw 2 cards.
Yeah. Or target player
Discard
discards.
player discards 2 cards and it has an
So you can't target yourself. The idea is that it's not targeted draw spells. There's actually only very few targeted draw spells. But it was just one of those kind of
So the
things.
guy targeted himself.
I'm not saying
With the
anything.
intention of drawing 2 cards, but the only mode on that targets is.
I'm not.
So you have to discard 2 cards instead.
I'm not saying Cedric Phillips is any kind of like. It's not like he was scumming the guy. I
Right.
guess that's the word that people like to use. They have no particular opinion of Cedric Phillips one way or the other. Like, I don't think he's I mean, he's perfectly fine. Like, he's not my favorite pro, but I don't dislike him.
He needs to stop with all the editor's notes.
Huh?
He needs to stop with all the editor's notes.
Yeah, that's just arrogance.
Yes.
That's just like, hey, you guys probably care more about me than the people who write these articles.
Right. Which is understandable, like, the first week he comes in, because...
It's never understandable.
He's like the new kid in town, like, we kicked out this old scrub, we get this new hotness in.
You know what that is? That's an example of someone who has no business as a professional editor.
Yes.
Because there's this whole, like, subsection of Magic players who write these articles, but they're not good writers.
Right.
And, like, you have these people who are editors of these writers who are in no way trained to be an editor. You shouldn't know that the editor exists.
Exactly.
I always got upset that Lauren Lee had 2 glamour shots of herself in the SCG newsletter every week.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of that? And there were 2 of them. And in one of them, she's wearing a fedora. Like, it's clearly, like, a glamour shot. Like, it wasn't just like, hey, we took my Facebook picture and put it on there. It's like, no, I sat down and posed for this picture.
Right.
And that one at the top wasn't good enough. I'm going to jam one at the bottom. There's no need. Like, you know who these guys are. You heard it here first, guys. Breaking. I could talk forever about... someone should have me on a podcast. I could talk about all kinds of crap.
What is this? What are we doing right now?
This is a video, this live stream.
Oh.
I thought when I first started doing this, when I first started expanding my Zach Sells Magic empire,
Right.
I thought about doing a podcast like every...
I don't really think it's an empire as much as...
It's a joke. I could not have been more sarcastic in saying this.
Maybe?
It's an embarrassment, I think, is the word you're looking for.
It's an independent location.
It's the most feudal of hobbies. But I talked to Ian, because I thought Ian would be like perfect for something like that. Because he's just like a funny guy,
Right.
and he likes Magic, but he's level-headed. And then he's like, the problem with Magic podcasts is there's a million of them. He's like, and the reason things like limited resources are good is because they are, he said this, and it's so true, it's laser-focused. You listen to limited resources because you want to learn how to draft. Like, the ones I don't want to listen to are the ones where it's just like, this week we talk about whatever's on our mind. Because that's every one of them.
Right.
And then as he pointed out, that was what we would end up doing.
Yeah.
So, no podcast from us. Let's talk about Magic. We got Duress. Here's an interesting trivia for you. In German, it's called Tseng. It's a very fun word to say. Tseng. I like that it's, I gave him props in the first round. I like that it is original Urza's Saga art.
You take the Farseek here.
I mean, Farseek is the most important card in Alec's deck. What else could he have taken? Is there an O-ring in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was stuck on 1 mana, so...
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. If you have 2 lands in your hand, you obviously take the...
A mana Sun Ring.
Yeah.
Deck.
So Yim's clearly on the Farseek ramp into turn 4 Vraska, Stone Ranger land.
Well, if his opponent doesn't have any lands, you know what would be really good?
Do you take O-ring, 2 Hauntings, Worm?
You take the Midnight Hunting.
I can take the O-Ring.
He took none of what we said.
Oh, I didn't see the Advent on the Worm.
He's going to Farseek, though.
No, that's very hard for Yen's deck to be Advent on the Worm without a Threat Tusk.
Well, he's got Dreadbore and Abrupt Decay.
If he left those in.
He left him in for game... This was game 3.
He might have realized against Lingering Souls it's not very good.
But more importantly, Alec whiffing on his 3rd land drop, and Yen Farseeks into his turn 5, at least Drag Tusk is in his hands.
Well, Huntmaster would be very, very good right here.
Any card in Yen's deck that costs 4 or 5 mana would be good here. Here's Vraska. Just blow up the land, I swear to you. Oh.
It's not land permanent.
Yeah.
Oh. But you could try to target it. It's up to Alec to know if he's cheating.
It's up to my
I mean, look, I'm just playing the rules as the way Magic was intended. It's up to my opponent to know that I'm cheating.
Just like when Max played Omniscience.
Oh.
Yeah, good lord. That actually didn't end up being that big a deal. Were you watching live?
No, I just heard about it.
So the people who watched live got to see me just explode. Oh, it felt really good at the time. Sire of Insanity.
That's pretty good.
Good game. Jeez.
I think that's game right there.
I wish I could go back in time and all the people on Twitter who were like, Sire of Insanity is not very good. Good grief. It was just like gravy, right? Isn't it? Still had all these miracle bonfires. So congratulations to Yen. He chooses the red pill and wins this round 3 feature match.
Can I see if Logan is match or...
I mean, you can see. You can ask if you want. I'll let you
Yeah, I didn't
ask.
see it, but me and Zach high-fived.
Yeah, because again, that's when Garrett and I are in here, it just becomes stream meme jokes, all inside jokes. Of course, we're making fun. Not making fun. We're just
Reminding everybody.
we're not making fun. We're having fun at the expense of Yen-shyang, who wears in the winter a very Matrix-like leather coat. And to be fair,
in the springtime, he wore a very Final Fantasy VIII jacket.
He's gonna wear it on the 4th of July. Don't worry. To be fair, he can pull it off in a way that neither you or I could.
Right.
I would pay so much money to see you just bolt into here some like Wednesday night, just walk in here wearing a Matrix jacket and the glasses, just just doing it. No goes out there.
Logan, his match are going over.
Oh my! 3 matches in 1 round.
Easy.
What's Logan playing?
American Clash with Dragon Shift.
Have you learned how to play yet?
With Dragon Shift?
Yeah.
That card's not good.
He needs to make his assembled Legion tokens better.
That's the greediest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Like, I'm not good at Magic. I don't claim to be a good deck builder, but I know when you build your deck around a 7-cost sorcery that's going to make all your things.
Instant.
You're never casting in instant speed. Well, I guess you can, but
No, you have to, because your tokens get haste. You attack with them, and then you can Dragon Shift them into non-hasted.
because if you turn them into 4/4s beforehand.
They will just be 4/4 dragons without haste.
So, Yen so far tonight is undefeated against his opponents who don't play a 3rd land until the 14th turn of the game.
Right. At which point...
They've been mind twisted.
Insane.
That was brutal. That's one of the most lopsided things I've ever seen. Who's he playing against here? Michael Miller?
Yeah.
Ooh, Mike Miller playing Naya Splashing Blue, Conjurer's Closet, kind of like the old Venture decks. He has a toolkit.
Slime.
But it's like real cards.
Dragfest,
Yeah.
Lavinia,
I mean, Mike likes to play his own decks too, but like
Slime, Restoration Angel, stuff like that.
he usually makes like decks featuring cards that we don't normally see, but it's not jank, I would call it.
Right.
4-color blank.
He did get to Lavinia lock me whenever I only had Mana Dorks and Watchdogs might out. So he had Conjurer's Closet Lavinia out.
Yeah, is that good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Just detain all your dudes
It was
forever.
just
Oh, gotcha with the zinger.
And then games 2 and 3 I played non-4 CMC or less.
Garrett, we were talking about it earlier. This is just for me, you, and Nick. Everyone else can just watch. Anyone who wants to drive in from wherever we are, we were just discussing that we will be doing a literal plethora of cube drafts over the summer.
I hope so.
Nick, it's very convenient for Nick.
Wait, what?
We're just talking about cubing.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be having slumber parties.
Dude, I'm
You're-
having a slumber party tonight. You're invited. Sorry.
Even though you don't, I have a house. I'll just stay there. But thanks, though. But I actually get up at crack of dawn in the morning. While you don't live in radio, you do work.
Kinda.
Last week, Garrett showed up to my cube draft in a FedEx truck.
I'm not going to drive
I could hear you coming.
4 cities away to drop my FedEx truck off and then turn around and drive my Jeep back. So I just cruised up in the FedEx truck.
That's fun. I liked it.
I'm very upset we didn't take pictures.
I know. My dogs are, for some reason, like, you don't, like, my dog must have just been, like, drunk or something, because usually when the,
Oh no, he was growling.
oh,
He
yeah,
had his hair-
Robot hated it.
He had his hair up and scowled at me and walked all the way up to me.
And then you were his best friend.
Alright, we got magic.
Yeah, so Mike is doing what unfortunately happened to you in the first game of your future match, was the all-ramp with no business so far. And then Logan is playing 3 lands in a, whatever. What is that?
No idea.
Oh, that's that 2/1 Pro Blue Flash guy.
Can't be countered. Yeah.
Like, that guy's pretty good.
It's good against the flush deck that has all blue creatures and Restoration Angels. The Watch of Geist Saint draft.
He's not running him. He's running Boris.
He's running the Reckoners. Although the Flash deck in the top 8 of the SCG Open was just playing all of them.
Both.
Just all 3 drops all the time. So Mike commences the 1-1 beatdown, telegraphing his
Restoration Angel.
So did Logan?
We also had
Logan left Dissipate up and then got blown out by the 2-1 can't counter guy?
Yeah.
Yikes. So he's going to have to leave it up again to counter the Angel here, right?
Yeah.
Like, because clearly Mike has the Angel. It's either Advent of the Worm or the Angel, and either one you're going to counter.
I don't think you play the Angel here, though.
I think you do. I think he has a really
Like
good in his hand.
He's not going to win if he doesn't. He has a counterflux.
Yeah, but like, if you're doing tap next turn, he could play an Aurelia Fury, maybe do a 1-2.
Wait, Mike is playing Aurelius Fury?
Yes.
Good grief.
That's also his,
How does that resolve?
I don't know, man.
Like, am I missing something?
No. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. So if he upkeeps Aurelius Fury, that's game.
Yep.
If it will resolve.
Like, it's effective, even if he counters it, like, he's going to have like exactly like a 5th land and an Augur Bolus or Snapcaster to get in the way.
Right. Well, he'll go to 1 if he doesn't do anything.
Or he's just going to wait until Logan taps out and Fireball.
Mike knows about upkeep me a couple times.
Mike knows what he's doing. Like, is he playing a symbol too?
Yeah. Or 2.
Logan is.
Logan is. I mean, he's got a Sphinx's Revelation in his hand, but like that's not good enough here. He's got a Orzhov Charm or
Azorius Charm, yeah.
Azorius
So
Charm.
if Logan dies with Dragon Ship Test hand, try not to Revenant too much.
Don't worry, we will.
It's not good.
You can tell him that. He won't believe you.
He will eventually.
We got 5.
Oh, that can't be right.
There's the main phase Fury.
4.
I mean, Logan
Counterflux.
shocked himself and has been holding up something. So Mike just wants to get it out of his hand.
That still can't be right there, right?
No, it's definitely,
Don't you just serve in with your guys?
Yeah, you attack first.
I think he feared a Restoration Angel there, I don't know.
So you charm the Restoration Angel here, right?
Yeah, you kind of have to.
I mean, he's playing against the Fireball deck. Like, I wish we got to see a little bit more out of Mike's deck because this is pretty saucy.
Testing with clans.
That's the tutor.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that. It's fine. I mean, tutor's a tutor, right?
It's Thragtusk, Lavinia, and Restoration Angel.
Oh, because you say he's playing Toolbox.
Yeah.
So he's just playing the tutor package.
Yep.
I like it.
I'm surprised we're not seeing Acidic Slums.
And he has closets in his deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to Azorius Charm, the only thing that can be charmed, as the what's that thing called? Does the chat know what it's called?
I don't know, but it's shooting its tongue out at a bird or something in the artwork. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. If anyone knows what the 2-1 Pro Blue can't be countered guy is, does he have reach?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He
It's a
might.
spider.
We have a Symbol of the Legion, which Logan could play and then die. Why is he? Is he just going to gain? He's going to Sphinx here for 2.
Seemed too good.
Well, I mean, it's not like he has oh, he has Angel.
See.
All Mike has is the Angel he just drew. So you block the 2-1. He blinks it.
Yeah.
And then Logan untaps and prays. Right. Weird.
I guess he has another play.
So moving down to 4.
I guess Mike didn't want to get blown up by like Spring Verdict.
I guess, but like, the creature deck's going to get blown up by Supreme Verdict at some point anyway, right?
Yeah, but this way he can.
But I mean, he's not going to win the game with just Avacyn's Pilgrim on board. Like, now he lets Logan counter it if he draws counterspell.
There's another Sky Slasher.
It's called Sky Slasher.
Sky Lasher.
Sky Lasher. He's going to flash it in end of turn. Just serve in here. What tricks you got? He's got the Angel, and what's the other card? Have we seen it?
No. Not that I know of.
If it's a land, Mike is not a guy that sandbags lands.
Might be a sacred one.
Like, if Mike doesn't like put him away here, and Alec gets to like, or yeah, Logan, what do I call him?
Alec.
Yeah, sorry. It's the Alec and Logan and the Wright brothers. It's just inevitable. It's going to happen. But I guess Logan, if he taps out here, like, I guess he could theoretically, like, get, like, he might be playing around Aurelius Fury, right?
Right.
But at this point in the game, you just kind of have to, I think he would just go for it anyway, right?
Yeah. Thinking.
Dude, I would not think twice here. Because it lets you, it opens you up to counter spells or to burn, just like the Sphinx's plan was, but it's just such low return.
Okay.
So he draws another angel. He has a charm. He's stuck on lands here a little bit, but he hasn't. That's because he hasn't been able to use any of his cards to draw. So Mike is very good at holding his cards at such an angle that I cannot see them. Does he play Domri in his deck?
No.
Block one. He's just content to suicide all his dudes. And we know there's an angel in Mike's hand, right? Because it was the one that got Azorius charmed earlier in the game?
Yeah.
There's not, besides like a fireball effect, there's not a reason for him to keep the mana dorks around.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to keep the mana dorks on.
And those puts Logan below any, being able to play any shockland or anything.
Like, I think they would...
Can't crack his air, makes sense.
So Logan's got, he's got to Symbol the Legion. I think, does he have 8 mana or 7 mana? I think this is the point where I pulled the trigger on a Symbol the Legion, hold back Azorius Charm for the Angel. Like, if he'd played Legion there, he'd have been fine. You know what I mean? At some point, he's going to have to cast his cards to try and win.
I think he's trying to save up so he doesn't, like, die to that Fury. In response, he can just gain 4 life.
Right, but like Mike doesn't have the Fury. He would have done it when he flashed back or when he cast the Think Twice, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay, chat. Congratulations.
What's going on in the chat?
I tried to go. There was a Cliff Top retreat that came into play untapped, and it should have been tapped. So they found Waldo.
No, they did
this month, this week. They found Waldo.
Thank you.
And though I don't remember specifically, it had 0 bearing on the game.
Yes.
That's correct? Okay.
That's absolutely 0 bearing.
That's risky.
Reckoner?
Post-combat Aurelio?
Why doesn't...
I don't understand why Mike is not flashing in the Angel.
Yeah, I think that's a display.
I would have cast it like 100 turns ago.
Yeah, if he has a counter spell, you should need to get that out of his hand now.
There's Legion's Initiative.
Which is the blink, right?
Yeah, the Pure.
And like his deck is to a certain extent built around that card, right? Because he just wants to flash all his value guys.
Picked him up like recently today.
Well, he was asking me a rules question about them, and I answered it despite not being 100% sure of what he was asking me.
Then I answered it.
I just explained to him that the exiling the creatures part is not part of the cost.
Right.
And the Legion's Initiative does not return from...
Exile.
Yeah. Because it says something weird, like, return those cards.
Yeah.
But that's only referring to the creatures, not the card, the exile itself. I do appreciate Logan, like ticking down the life counter for me. I mean, I can see what the dice. You know what I mean? But he's being a good sport here.
Mike has the biggest dice in the store.
Mm-hmm. Number 1 rated die.
You actually have to watch out whenever he rolls it.
So we're pulling the trigger now on the.
Now you just Sphinx Annihilation for 5.
Yep. Or not. And the Legion's Initiative is not going to work here because you're going to wait until they attack, right? And then Zori's Charm, because it doesn't come into play like tapped and attacking, it just comes back into play, right?
Has haste.
Yeah, but after it's already attacked, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like that's not going to work, right?
Correct.
So like he's going to wait till he attacks, and then Zori's Charm, and the thing isn't going to work because like he's already declared attackers.
Yeah, so he can't attack with
I super hope that Mike doesn't try that, and then we have to explain that. I don't think he's going to, but that's just going to be very awkward.
You might just do it anyway, just so he doesn't draw the angel.
Yeah.
So now these guys will go away to the next combat step.
Well, is that how it's worded, to the next combat step?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't help but feel, as we're showing no time on the clock, I don't know how much time is left on the official round clock.
There's like 5 minutes.
So we're going to Sphinx for 2 here?
3.
3, yeah.
4?
That's too much.
Yeah, he caught. Like, I really feel... Huh?
I think that's game.
He attacks for 9, right? Well, no, he can block. He can block.
But
Yeah, that's what comes back into play.
I really feel like Mike let this one slip away.
yeah.
Like, I really feel like if he had played that angel at any point earlier, and if he played that really right into a counterspell.
He has a tendency to play multiple steps ahead. Like, I've watched him Fiend Hunter one of his own guys in fear of a spring verdict.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very sure that he was holding back the angel until he had something like Legion's Initiative or something to protect it.
But I really think the whole game hinged on the choice to main phase that.
No, I don't agree.
Fireball.
I don't disagree. But I'm just explaining.
No, I'm
because
not.
I've played against Mike so much.
Right.
What his mindset?
But I'm not saying those different lines of plays would have won him this game, but like I think he would have been in a much better spot. Is Logan playing Blasphemous Act?
No.
Not even in the board?
I don't think so.
You playing Harvest Fire? Why do you guys let him build decks?
Is he playing Blasphemous Fire or Harvest Act?
Punish the enemy is what he's playing.
Alec.
Damage.
Alec, what is it?
Punish the enemy.
I don't
It's
even know.
not actually, just...
I don't know what that card is. I'm gonna pretend it. I'm gonna assume it's funny.
It's 5 mana, deal 3 damage to target player into target creature.
I'm unlimited.
So so Logan's gonna serve in here with one angel in his Reckoner.
Yep.
Oh, that's a horrible block, isn't it?
No, that's fine.
No, it's pretty bad.
No, jeez, I didn't even notice that.
You don't even need to block that.
I definitely like that. Yeah, I don't think you noticed anything.
Like, you don't even need a chump there, right?
Yeah.
There is official time. So turn 0 here. But I mean, this game is over.
Yeah, let's see.
Mike is flooding out pretty hard here.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Signal
Just-
to clans.
just counter it.
Let's roll it. Dispel.
Is it an instant?
Yep.
And that's it. So Logan, I mean, and to be fair, like there's some different lines there, but I mean, Logan played it fairly tight. I mean, he
won the game 1 life. He won life for like
didn't.
5 turns.
There were some different lines I would have chosen there, but I mean, what he didn't do was at no point did he he played around everything for the entirety of the match. So pretty good game.
Pretty good.
Signal the clans. That's what got countered.
Yeah, the last card in
Get you there, Kelly. Signal of the clans is
like do we
2 mana.
choose 3 random creatures.
like at 9:30 in the middle of
yeah.
FNM? Is that when you need to put up like
Yeah.
store shelving?
Yeah.
That's when you need to.
Choose 3 creatures and then random.
It's got like a weird wording, which is like you can choose how many creatures you want, but
If you don't
only
choose
if
3 different ones.
only if the 3 different creatures doesn't work. Otherwise, it just shuffles your deck.
You can choose 3 of the same creature. You just want to pay 2 mana, shuffle your
Yeah.
deck.
And
Which is good against Jay's Face Seal.
originally, when that came out, I misread it to be like basically just a demonic suit. Well, yeah,
Like
like
your intuition.
yeah. And I thought, man, this card's really good. And then I was like, and I read it a second time, and I was like, oh, this card's not. It's fine.
Marginal.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like that ability.
The saving grace is that
Any
it is
tutor
a
is playable. It's just that some are more playable than others. So, congratulations to, let's see, what were those guys?
Yeah.
No, Michael's 2-1.
Logan's 3 be sure.
Logan?
No, I think Mike.
Logan's 2-1. Those guys are both on 1, they're both 1-1.
Who else? I didn't know.
Yen is now undefeated. The other undefeated player is Scotty. Did Vickers win?
I don't know.
He was playing Brienne, I think he did.